Breaking news, Grayscale's Bitcoin spot ETF application has been denied by the SEC, but Grayscale is about to fight them and put them through litigation hell. They're going to sue the SEC. This is big time, my friends, and we know there's a lot of backers behind Grayscale. Also, Saylor and MicroStrategy have bought the Bitcoin dip, and Coinbase is looking to expand to other countries. We also have big updates around Algorand and Napster. Yes, Napster, that old school music platform. Well, they're making a comeback. Let's break it down. Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, as well as the thumbs up button, and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform, please give me a 5-star rating. Quick word from our sponsor, and that is Link2, which makes private equity investment easy. Link2 is democratizing the process, allowing accredited investors to invest into tech and crypto companies. You can now double dip, just like the hedge funds and venture capital firms who are holding the tokens, but also investing in the companies building the infrastructure. Some of the companies in Link2's portfolio includes Ripple, BitPay, Dapper Labs, Uphold, and Abra, and many more, and they continue to expand their portfolio. So it's certainly a great opportunity. Those who invested in Coinbase pre-IPO, Link2 was certainly an investor, and the users on the platform at that time did very well, my friends. And there's going to be many more crypto companies that are going to IPO. So certainly a great opportunity to get into this aspect of investing. So if you'd like to learn more, please check out the link in the description of the video, and you can go check out Link2's website. Now, guys, let's jump into some quick news here. Anthony Scaramucci, I love this tweet that he tweeted out today, and I've interviewed Anthony a couple of times, actually, maybe 3, I think just 2. But anyway, he has a fund. They're investing in crypto, and he said, real money is made at bottoms. Survive, be patient, then thrive. So I've said it many times. This is where the opportunity is, when blood is on the streets, to buy up the dips, when the masses are fearful, and then just be patient and let the market cycles play out. And then we go back into a bull market and you make money. I've lived it. I'm talking from experience. I experienced the bull run up in 2017, the big crash, 2018, 2019 bear market. I bought, and then I made money in the bull run up from 2020 into 2021. So it's all market cycles playing out. This is also true for stocks and real estate as well. And those markets have their own respective cycles. So obviously we talk about crypto specifically on this channel. And we know the 4-year cycle following Bitcoin's halving has been the timeline for returns, from a bear to a bull market. Now, Saylor, he's putting his money where his mouth is, and his conviction, they have bought the dip. He tweeted out, MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 480 Bitcoins for approximately $10 million at an average price of $20,817 per Bitcoin. As of June 28th, 2022, MicroStrategy holds approximately 129,699 Bitcoins. Wow. Acquired for $3.98 billion at an average price of $30,664 per Bitcoin. Now, some of you may say, man, that is risky. Well, he's obviously operating at a different level than we are from a capital standpoint, and how he raises his capital and what he's putting on his balance sheet. I do believe this will play out well for him in the long term, but it certainly is a risky move given the macroeconomic environment we live in. But I think he knows his books. He knows what they have, as far as capital and reserves and so forth. So more power to him. I've said it before, he's the biggest Bitcoin bull I've ever seen. Now, CZ, Binance CEO, did weigh in on his tweet saying, many may laugh at him now, but Saylor will get the last laugh in time. Bookmark this tweet. So once again, I agree with that. And, Saylor's background, he was right on Amazon and mobile and so forth. So he made some great calls back in the day as far as investing. So I think he's on the right track. It's just hopefully he has the right mechanisms and guardrails in place to endure this bear market, because bear markets are rough, right? I think we all know the pain, at least the majority of us who've experienced it before know the pain in going through it. But that's where we got to leave our emotions to the side and be patient. Now, guys, here's the big breaking news. The SEC has denied Grayscale's proposal to convert their GBTC to an ETF. And that is not a futures ETF. It is a spot ETF. And of course, the SEC has failed overall to approve a spot ETF. And Jake Tversky of the Blockchain Association said, deeply disappointing. The point of the SEC is to protect investors, and an ETF is unquestionably a better product for them. This decision defies both common sense and federal law. I hope it goes quickly to court. And on that note, right on time, guys, the folks at Grayscale tweeted out, Michael Sonnenschein, CEO, said, we filed a lawsuit against the SEC. Even Barry Silbert tweeted that out, and they even did a press release. The headline reads, Grayscale Investments initiates lawsuit against the SEC. Guys, this is big. And remember what we've been covering on the news with Grayscale is they bolstered their legal team with a top Obama lawyer. And this was ahead of the potential decision, which was in fact due July 6th. But it looks like the SEC was like, oh, holiday weekend coming up. We're just going to deny it now. This is pathetic. Gary Gensler is pathetic. The SEC is pathetic. I exclude Hester Peirce from those comments. This is unbelievable. And I've said it many times. I can't believe my tax dollars are going to this garbage of a regulator here. They are trying to screw crypto as much as possible. We've talked about Goldman Gary, and the reason why he's called that, he's a puppet for the banksters like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. And I think he is trying to slow down this disruptive technology because it's disrupting Goldman Sachs and these bankers. And they don't have control of this asset class. They want control because they've had control for a very long time, right, guys? And that's what's happening. And look at the irony of this happening too, guys. On the denial date, Switzerland, they approved a new spot Bitcoin ETF. Unbelievable, right? 21 shares released a new Bitcoin ETP with the lowest cost basis in Europe, as it's first of many products being designed for a bear market. So once again, a spot ETF, and that is what we're waiting for. There is a short ETF out there. There is a futures ETF, of course. And, the short ETF was just approved, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And I talked about it. I said, I wonder which direction Goldman Gary Gensler wants Bitcoin and the crypto market to go. He wants it to go down, guys. He wants it to be stopped if possible. And I don't think he's going to try to kill it outright. I think it's maybe a bit too late for that. But he's going to try to put up as many roadblocks as possible to slow it down so his bankster buddies can catch up, guys. Now, if you all recall, I had interviewed former SEC Commissioner Joseph Grunfeld. He served under President Ronald Reagan, and he's, of course, supporting the Ripple team in the lawsuit with the SEC. Now, in that interview with him, and this was from March, if you haven't seen it, please go watch this interview. He said applicants, Bitcoin spot ETF applicants, can sue the SEC over denials because they approve futures already and they approve the short ETF, right? So there's no reason why they shouldn't approve a spot ETF. So he's absolutely right here. And I hope it's not just Grayscale, but Bitwise and Van Eck and all these other companies, even Anthony Scaramucci's Skybridge Capital, they also start filing litigation. Well, what does that mean? It means it will be litigation hell for Gary Gensler and the SEC, who are currently begging for more budget, by the way. So if this is the game Gensler wants to play, he's going to be in trouble because Grayscale, of all people, they are big time. They got a lot of capital. They got a lot of Wall Street backers, and they've been doing a lot of PR. They've been doing a lot of advocacy for the crypto market, a lot of lobbying as well. And they've got some big law firms, Davis and Polk and these folks behind them. So I think this is a very bad move on Gary Gensler's part. And I will be interviewing Commissioner Hester Peirce in about a month's time. So I'm certainly going to talk to her about this. And we know she's been calling for the approval of one. So this is just pathetic on the side of Gary Gensler. And let me read Grayscale's respective press release they just put out. So they said here, Grayscale Investments, the world's largest digital currency asset manager, today announced that its senior legal strategist, former U.S. Solicitor General and partner at Munger, Tullis and Olson, Donald B. Varelli Jr., filed a petition to review with the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit on behalf of Grayscale, challenging the decision by the SEC to deny the conversion of Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust to a spot Bitcoin ETF. Since 2013, Grayscale has worked to build the world's largest Bitcoin investment vehicle, GBTC. Grayscale has voluntarily filed registration statements with the SEC that have increased information available to investors and subjected these products to increase SEC oversight. So you see, the SEC, they always say, come in and talk to us, come in and work with us. But that is a trick, guys. They want to bring you in and have you tell your story and then look for gotchas. Okay, how can we get these guys? They're not actually trying to help you. And we've seen that. Folks at Ripple, the folks at Library have talked about this. They're hunting, they're fishing, they're trying to bait you to, even if you made a mistake, and because they haven't put out the clarity, they will use that against you. That's like they're operating like the mob. It's like they're trying to shake down these companies to get as much money as possible. So Grayscale has also worked proactively for years to provide investors with full disclosures and risk factors about GBTC and its expansive crypto investment product family. And then they continue and so forth. They mentioned that their team at Davison, Polk, and Wardell have outlined the SEC's failing to apply consistent treatment to similar investment vehicles. And they continue and so on and so forth. So this is great, guys. They are about to once again release litigation hell, and I hope the other applicants participate as well. I believe the SEC is also in bad footing with the SEC Ripple lawsuit. We've talked about that. So the more litigation that's going towards the SEC, it's going to be really rough for them. And we've talked about how they're feeling pressure from the crypto industry, retail investors, as well as other regulatory bodies calling them out. You got the president's crypto executive order, which forces them to work with other regulatory bodies. And you have members of Congress are waking up, sending letters, calling out Gary Gensler and the SEC on Twitter, right? We've covered all this over the months, guys, even years. So the pressure is mounting. And this one right here, this is a huge pressure point. And I love this. I love this because I don't care if you hate Ripple or XRP. You have some of these different scenarios happening. It's just going to be a lot of pressure mounting in the SEC, and we see a lot of people are leaving the SEC as well. So Gary Gensler, his time may be short. We'll see what happens, but things are not looking good for him, despite him trying to deny all these things and so forth. And I think the crypto market will come out on the winning side. Gary Gensler is on the wrong side of history. And, we'll see, hopefully, Grayscale getting their ETF approved along with Ripple winning the lawsuit. The timing of those things align. And we see, some really nice sparks from a price standpoint. But that could be till next year. So just heads up, right, guys? I'm not saying it's next month or 2 months from now. This could spread out till next year. So this is what's happening, guys. But big news for sure. Now, Eleanor Tourette of Fox Business tweeted out the following today, and it just shows that the SEC, there were some personal vendettas. There were the Ethereum folks who bribed Bill Hinman, because they saw XRP as a threat, and the SEC, Jay Clayton, they went after Ripple for that specific reason. And here's an example, a great example of why. In 2018, Celsius Network held an unregistered ICO in which it raised $50 million. The SEC didn't go after Celsius during its crackdown on the ICO boom. Instead, they went after Ripple, which didn't hold an ICO in the name of protecting investors. Now look at Celsius investors. Great freaking point. Ripple did not hold an ICO. Ethereum held an ICO, and they got a free pass, right? 15 million reasons to Bill Hinman. Just shows how rotten at the core the SEC has become. Now, let's move ahead, guys. Some nice great news, I should say, around Algorand. I'm bullish on Algorand. I hold the Algorand Algo token, and they're partnering with Napster. Sean Ford, who I've interviewed maybe about 3 times, he's COO at Algorand, tweeted out very excited about this Napster and Algorand. And Napster, they tweeted out, today we published Napster Light Paper version 1. It's our vision of how Napster 3.0 will benefit music makers, fans, and rights holders. Skip the queue and download the paper here. And of course, it will be using the Algorand blockchain to bring NFTs, streaming music, all that, Web3 functionality, guys. Pretty amazing what's happening. It's pretty amazing that, a lot of these older companies are getting new life because of crypto and blockchain. Coinbase is working to register the company in Italy, France, Spain, and Netherlands. So once again, the expansion continues despite the price movements. This should make you bullish in the long term. I know in the immediate, there's pain ahead. Like I've been saying, there's pain ahead because we're in the bear market. Plus you have, the Fed and all that's going on in the macro economy, guys. So just be patient and pay attention to the facts. So what are these guys actually doing? Finally, more bad news for 3 Arrow Capital. And it says here, crypto hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital has entered liquidation, sources say. I'm not even going to go through the details. We've been talking about it, guys. I know a lot of folks have been tweeting about this, but just to give you a heads up, not looking good. And this is the latest update. Don't be surprised there's a collapse here. Don't be surprised if there's a collapse of Celsius. I don't want it to happen, but don't be surprised, guys. And it's kind of the great flush out, the great washout here. And it happened in the 2000.com bubble when that collapsed. Yes, there was Amazon, Google's, and eBay's and so forth a part of that, but there was pets.com, right? That had to get wiped out at that point. And some of these others, BS internet companies, which had no business models. They were just selling a lot of advertisement, and they were like, oh, look at all the clicks we're getting and all the impressions, but there was no business model to generate revenue or get clients, right? And some of that is in the crypto market, right? But that's just the nature of markets and technology and the speculation that follows it. That's capitalism, right? So you can't stop it. It's just the nature of the beast. But you want to make sure that you're doing your research and picking good projects like Algorand and, in my opinion, Ripple and XRP and Bitcoin and many others. So, but there's stuff out there that I will not touch and would not even mess with. Some people, tried to ride the speculation run up saying, oh, the coins are going to pump. It doesn't matter what it is. Well, I've learned my lesson from the early days that it does matter what it is, and you can get burned big time. Certainly, if you time it right, don't get me wrong, you can make money in the bull market because everybody's a genius. Everything's a winner in the bull market. But in the bear market, you see who the true winners are and who have a sustainability and a future. Anyway, guys, that's the news. What do you think about this Grayscale situation? I love that Grayscale is going after the SEC, and I hope the other Bitcoin spot ETF applicants who we know are going to get denials go after the SEC as well. And they just, tie up the SEC so much that their heads start spinning over there. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. Share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.